Hey everyone, I'm Miguel. I'm 42 years old and I'm currently learning game development in order to make my dream game, 2D sci-fi action co-op action platformer. First off, I want to thank everyone that's been so supportive and so nice in the comments, very welcoming. In my first video that I made a couple of weeks ago, kind of like talking about the roadmap that I've been doing and how I've been approaching starting game development. You know, it's wonderful to see game developers, fellow millennials as well, you know, getting into game development. And if you feel inclined, you know, check out the Discord page. I got a little bit of a community on there now, and it's pretty exciting. Really nice folks, and I want it to be a hub for us to, in a, Code Tropics theme, make it a place where we can exchange ideas, exchange resources, knowledge, talk about the games that we're making. I'm relatively new to Discord for community purposes. I use Discord with friends a couple of times in order to play Aliens Fire Team and get together and chat beforehand. So I'm learning about becoming a game community host on there, and I want that space to be a space talk about the ups and the downs, that comes with learning a new skill, in life. So thank you so much. That's super exciting, and it's very encouraging, and it's heartfelt, because I think in the beginning I threw this into the wind, and I was hoping that maybe a couple people saw it. I mean, just obviously gonna keep making videos, kind of keep everyone posted, So yeah, thank you so much. It's wonderful. It fills my heart with joy. So last weekend I made a game for a game jam, a small game for the PRGDA, the Puerto Rican Game Developers Association, and their Discord community. They hosted a game jam that they do once a year. It's called the What's the Jam. I had a great time. I had a buddy of mine kind of mentor me through it. His name is Code Friendly Art. I met him on Discord. Very helpful, going over during the span of the 4 days that I had the project. The theme for this game jam was flow. I was excited to test out a couple things that I've been learning on a couple of tutorials for the 2D game development, such as 2D Effectors. If you don't know, then basically they're, when you see all these games where they have all these platforms that are kind of like slowly moving left to right, or there's like some physics that happen. So those are all 2D effectors that, like when they take in a collision that happens, there's a physics applied to that object, and that's what gives it the effect that it's moving through a platform or like a gust of wind or something. So I wanted to mess with that in order to, play with the idea of flow. I'll post some sketches that I made of like, kind of like what the physics of it was going to be. I thought to myself, like, well, let's kind of make it just one set camera level where the player isn't moving around too much, because that way I can just focus on like what is going on in that in the level without having to worry about camera movement. A game where the player somehow has to take control of an overflow of water. At first I thought it was going to be water, but then I wanted to have like a bouncing effect on them, so I put a 2D effects material on the elements themselves, so they started bouncing around in the room. And why not make a mini game where like you have two goals, one on the right, one on the left, and they could be color coded, and you have to kind of match, like, as you grab the slimes, I call them. As you grab those slimes, you could put them in the, corresponding color box. So I started with that dynamic, and I started kind of like developing that idea. And at first I realized, okay, well, let me make these goals to have like an HP in a way. So I created this enemy slime that would kind of drip from the center of the level as well. I'll show you, obviously I'll have video for this showing you guys. And then the slime would, once on landing upon the ground, it either goes left or right. So it's kind of like a randomized moment where the enemy slime decides if it wants to go to the left or the right. So that's kind of fun because it gives randomness to the level. The enemy slime, once it eventually gets to the colliding goalpost, whether it's the red or blue one, will attack the HP of the box, right? So that kind of became a little bit of a tower defense kind of situation happening, where basically the player now has to make sure to grab the colored slimes and go over to the appropriate color and match it, and then that would give HP to the box. And that was sort of fun. It was kind of a cool dynamic. It was funny because for the longest time I was messing with the enemy slime, and it wouldn't move to the left or the right once it would hit the ground, and I was just like, what is going on? You know, I checked the script, I made sure all the collisions were right, until I realized that I had to attach that script to the enemy slime. So that was like almost like an hour of assessing and then realizing that, you know, so that was a funny moment of you know, face palm. So then later I did all the UI stuff. I set up HP for both goals in order for the player to be able to detect the HP that it has, and then I created a logic for the enemy slime to, after a certain amount of time, to actually increase its attack damage. So then that would create an incentive, then, you know, try to grab the corresponding ball that's bouncing around in order to like heal your goalpost in time. And I made it about, I think, like 2 minutes. And if your enemy slimes destroy the box, you lose, and if you make it in that amount of time, you win. So it's kind of like a little bit of a quick arcade feel. It was fun to show at the showcase for you know, and it was cool to see everybody's, you know, how everybody took that idea flow and went on different directions. So some people did really cool endless runner, where it's like going into like the entrails of someone. It's pretty trippy. People did all kinds of really cool stuff with it. Some people did like a time motion thing where like the game would stop the flow of time and like you could reverse. So that's pretty cool ideas. It felt good to take a little bit of a breather from like my current project. I'm currently finishing, I'll give you guys a roadmap update, because I'm currently finishing the 2D endless runner that I was doing for the second month of this roadmap that I'm doing, which is, in the second month, it was make one game in the span of a month and try to publish it commercially, or at least on itch.io, you know, for people to check out. And I've gone behind. I'm behind, I'll be honest. It's taking a little bit longer than I had hoped. So when it comes to the roadmap that I had, you know, I talked about in the earlier video, I've been gone over, so I'm not exactly at the 2 months, right? So I've gone a little bit over, which has been disappointing, but at the same time, you know, I feel like let's just keep going. Like, things take time, and I'm sure you get game devs out there can vet for this, but that things can take longer than you think, and that's okay. So giving myself a little bit of patience with that, but I am gonna publish it this week, at least to itch.io, and I would love to keep working on this 2D endless runner to have something to put out on Steam or mobile that's fun, playable, and like a legitimate little mini game. I'm excited because I've recently found this 2D action platformer system that I didn't know this was a thing, but this is great. Like, they have on the Unity Asset Store. I'll put a video of it here because I can't think of the name top of my head. I still haven't tinkered with it just because I'm focusing on finishing, you know, I was focusing on this game jam and also this 2D endless runner, but I do want to take the time. I'm like so excited to take the time and kind of reverse engineer, like go over all the scripts of this 2D action platformer system that's available for purchase on the Unity Asset Store. And it's so cool because it has the mechanisms, like all the systems, everything kind of explained in the scripts. So I really want to take that and kind of reverse engineer it and, you know, see how the player controller moves. How is it a finite state machine that's like doing all the work, or is it all like check if statements are going on in the back, you know, in the back burner? How the collisions are set up, how the levels and the game manager is set up. So I would love to do a video kind of like, you know, this is more in depth, but let me know if you guys are interested, you know, kind of like breaking down that player controller and breaking down the system, and how, you know, it'll be fun to like put it into projects that I'm doing in order to like just learn the mechanics, learn everything that goes into the kind of style of the game that I want to make in order to have that foundation like ingrained in my brain, you know? So I'll be doing that as well as I'm working on my new game that I'm making for the third month, which is, it's going to be a 2D action, like kind of cutesy platformer style game. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. It's a game dev roadmap. I wanted to update you guys. It was super fun to do that game jam. I'm looking forward to doing more game jams. If you guys, hit me up on that Discord if you guys are wanting to do a game jam relatively soonish. Next month is going to be kind of busy, so I'm thinking I'm going to be doing one later on in the year, like in October or November, I think. I'm going to be doing a little bit of traveling next month too, so I'll be doing, I would like to do a game jam like later on. But definitely, if you guys are interested, let me know. It'd be fun to do one with you guys, watching these videos. And I guess that's pretty much it for now. Again, thank you guys so much for all the kind messages, and it's so good to see other fellow millennials and older. It's great to see everyone of older, younger, just coming in and supporting each other. And again, you're never too old to do something that inspires you in this life. And if anything, now I think is the time to do what drives you, right? Because things feel chaotic in the world, so why not learn to make video games? So thank you so much, you guys. I didn't do a good outro last video, I gotta be honest. I totally forgot to make one, so it just kind of ended. But thank you so much. If you're watching this, thank you for making it to the end of this video. I'm excited to share more news with you guys, and I'll keep you guys posted on my Discord and on here. And thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day. Love you guys. Take it easy.